All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Alex, and today we're going to be reacting to one of my old videos about why men are wired to chase women and why you're messing up evolution or natural selection or God's order, by you chasing a guy. God gave an order to man to go out there and procreate, right? God gave an order to man. I think Abraham told him to go find him a wife. God didn't tell the woman, go find yourself a husband. He told the man, go find yourself a wife. It is a man's job to chase. And some of you guys are breaking the natural law of the universe. And because of that, catastrophe comes of it. A lot of you masculine ass Terminator women are thinking that that is appropriate to chase a guy, when in reality is ruining everything. You gotta let a guy chase you. That's how a guy learns to become a man. To deal with the uncertainty of a woman not liking him back, to deal with the rejection, and to learn and to observe a man deal with uncertainty is very important. And some of you guys be giving the guy the poom poom on a platter. And I'm not talking about chasing, just getting the poom poom. I'm talking about your time and your emotional investment. Stop giving him all of that without making him pay a price. Restaurants know that even if a meal takes 5 minutes to cook, it's much better to wait a little longer. Every time I order food and the food comes instantly, there's something weird about that I don't like. And it's the same with guys. Anytime a guy gets a woman easily, quickly, and I'm talking about the emotional investment. Back then, in the 60s or 50s, when Bob the electrician was walking around, giving a poom poom was bad, and I get it. We are more progressive now, like it or not. Giving a poom poom it does not cause you to get stoned to death, right? No. What makes a guy turned off is you giving your emotions too quickly, giving him the psycho eyes after the first date. So we're gonna see what I have to say in this video, and whether or not I agree with it. And I'm gonna give you guys my take on it. And don't forget, we're having 50% off all of our coaching. And no, people, I did not start an OnlyFans. It's just a mustache. If you guys ever want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org and use the coupon code MINDFUL to get 20% off and 20% off all of my courses. Emotional mastery, psychological game of attraction, like you're going to talk about in this one, and my new one, charisma blueprint. Okay, so let's begin with this.
Email, if you guys want to have first access to the course when it comes out, go to the link below. You guys can sign up for the email.
I'm talking about at that time, my new course, psychological game of attraction.
And you guys can get updates when the course comes out. It's coming out this Saturday. But when I was doing that, I took a break and went to my Facebook page, where I have a Facebook group, and something interesting came up. One of the posts came up on my Facebook page. It's called Mindful Attraction 2.0. You guys can also check it out. It's right there. You guys can get the link.
Okay, I'll see if I can put the link to the page. I rarely advertise it.
To be part of that group. And there was a quote that said, when a man truly is interested in you, there will be no need for you to do the pursuing. Men are born to pursue women. Yes, you can pursue a man if you want to, but in most cases, that's just an obvious sign that he's not into you. It's not unnatural for a man to sit back and let the woman do all the work. For a man who claims to like you to sit back and allow you to do all the calling, texting, dating, arrangements, talks about the future, and etc., it's pretty obvious where you stand in that man's life.
Yeah, a guy is like a golem from the ring, my precious ring. A guy is not gonna let you, knowing that he likes you, he's gonna assume every man wants to give you the holy dizzy. So he's not gonna act all passive. When you want a job, you call multiple times. Okay? Any guy that likes you and values you will not let chance being all willy-nilly forget it and text you back. No. Dicks are desperate. Dicks are like asylum seekers. A guy that likes you will not let you chase. He won't give you the time of day because he is scared of losing you. Come on, man.
When a man really wants you, you won't have to chase after him like he's some celebrity who barely has time for a fan. You will be his priority. And that's the thing. What men want is the opportunity to chase and the opportunity to win. You see, it's not that he wants to chase, it's that he wants to chase and win. You see, not chase and not lose.
Yeah, I hate losing.
He's just gonna become frustrated. You know, a lot of women do that shit where they'll let the guy chase and they know damn well that they don't want to do anything with them. What I'm saying is that a guy wants to wants to work for he. It's kind of like the wild. Why do not? It's not the act. It's not just the
Talking about the wild.
getting the animal. It's the chase, but not just the chase. Is the reward makes the hard work pleasurable. In other words, when you it's not that life is awesome, but that reflecting on life is awesome. Like the stories that you have, reflecting and thinking about the process, right? So that's what guys want. Guys like that. Guys want a woman who lets them chase. But the problem is that you let your own insecurities, when I say your insecurities, I mean those mental dialogues in your head that gives you doubt. Those dialogues could be in the form of an image. You remember when somebody did a similar thing where they stopped texting you, and as a result, you think because somebody stopped texting you, you think that if he stops texting you, he's gonna lose interest. So you try to control the situation and you chase harder, and you be like, hey, you wanna come out? Why? Because you were not patient. You see, when you're impatient, when you want things now, you're gonna try to speed things up. Some guys run on their own.
I mean, think about the times when guys try to speed up the poom poom process, right? It's like when a guy speed things up, it looks desperate and it looks weak. When a guy slow things down, it looks strong and masculine. So you got to think about it from that perspective. Image matters, and if you don't control your emotions and start doing things before they're ready, it's like a cook who doesn't let the food cook thoroughly. It's just gonna come out raw. And it's not going to taste good. It's going to go rotten, as opposed to giving it time. And that's why you have to develop a meditation practice so that you can develop patience, because meditation gives you patience, people.
Pace. And it's not that I want you to run at his pace, but I want you to be adaptable emotionally. I want you to be able to handle a guy who takes a long time to text back and handle a guy who doesn't take a long time to text back.
And the way you deal with that is to assume the worst. I'm sorry. I'm not telling you to assume the worst if a guy's putting effort. If a guy's not putting effort, assume the worst. Assume he's not interested. And if he's not, and if he is, let him prove you wrong. Do not tell me, but what if he thinks I don't like him, bitch? Please. Sorry, Melissa. I didn't mean to. Sorry, no, stop crying, Melissa. Okay, but if he likes you, he's gonna listen to me. When people like people, they break their own rules. And they will assume they did something wrong if you don't like him back. If you stop texting him, he's not going to say she lost interest, because he's going to say I did something wrong. Just like you start thinking that the reason why he's acting weird or cold is because you did something. No, sometimes they don't like you. And sometimes what a woman has to do is, you want to know what women have to do, learn to do more? It's this. Just be there. Like a fucking gargoyle. Just stare at the wall and wait. He's fucking sexist. You see what he said? Women should not even fucking move. No. But I'm just saying, a woman's presence is enough. I'm just going to be honest with you. Your presence is enough. You don't need to try to be funny. You don't need to do a spinner Rooney or double backflip or somersault or monkey double backflip. None of that kind of stuff. All you got to do is sit down, be present, smile, like the guy, and allow your femininity to do the dirty work for you. You don't need to go above and beyond and learn that new joke or learn that new magic trick or send that right text. You don't. There's no magic behind this. The magic is in the guy's mind, creating a image of you that's completely not you, first of all, right? But that's the point. And the way you do that is through just being there and allowing your femininity to just do its work for you. And then your absence, right? You let your absence and your unavailability do the dirty work for you. They're going to chase as a result.
So when he doesn't take a long time to text back, all right, you got to learn to either put your foot down, right? And punish that behavior by taking twice as long as he takes to text you back, right? Or you
that's petty Alex right there.
Along with it. And when you fear losing the guy, you go along with it. But little do you know that he may be taking a long time to text you back to try to get you to chase. And if you fall for it, he has you. What he really wants is a challenge. What he really wants is to say, fuck, this girl is confusing me and I need to figure her out. He wants that challenge because the reward of getting you makes him feel like he worked for you.
And the way to make him feel that challenge is to make him feel uncomfortable. And sometimes when you like someone, that's the last thing you want to do, make them feel uncomfortable. So you got to get over that. You got to get over that sometimes you're gonna make someone that you like feel uncomfortable in your absence, or you're gonna make them feel insecure. That's just life. They're gonna complain about you having to work too much. They're gonna complain about that you can't spend too much time with them, because if you actually live your life, you're not gonna have all the time for them. And because humans are insecure, they're gonna take it personal when they shouldn't, but they're gonna take it personal. That's gonna do your dirty work, your authenticity, you having a life, and you doing things without needing them. Not that you don't need them, because it's important to need them. We got to let go of this Terminator type of woman that we have in our minds. You got to learn to need people, but you also got to learn to let go of that need, which shows your emotional resilience. And you develop that through a meditation practice. I don't know if you guys knew that.
You see what I'm saying? It gives him personal pride. It boosts his self-esteem. And when you boost a guy's self-esteem, he will automatically become more attached to you. So you gotta stop chasing the guy. When you're chasing the guy and you feel like you gotta chase the guy to keep him interested, then that means that he doesn't really like you that much. Either he's telling you he likes you, but if you're the one that's doing all the chasing, he doesn't like you that much. So what you gotta do is test him. How do you test him? Stop chasing. If you stop chasing and he doesn't chase you back and he doesn't make any plans, guess what? He doesn't like you.
Yeah, and some people are just hard-headed. They'll hear that and they'll think, "Oh, did I do something wrong?" You didn't do something wrong. You did. Calm down. Father Alex is very agitated. Sorry, people. Sorry. I have a lot of energy. I just finished playing basketball. But some people might be asking, how much should I chase? Well, put it this way: if he's at a 10, be at an 8. If he's at a 10, be at a 9. Just never be at a 10 when he's a 10. Never be at an 11 when he's at a 10. Unless he's proven himself. And we all know the things that guys do that removes any doubt that they like us. You know what I'm saying? We all know what those things are, because it varies, but we know it when we see it. But always be one step behind. And your job is just to say yes. The way that you chase is to say yes. Yes. You want to hang out? Yes. You want to do this? Yes. And then when you go there, you're there. You don't need to make extra facial expressions. Make sure you don't give them the psycho eyes, and just be there. That is enough. The guy's brain, his ancestors are going to hype you up in his brain. His ancestors are going to look, that girl looks like the ancient, the fucking prehistoric baddie that I was with. Hook up with her. They're going to hype you up, so you don't have to do anything. All you got to do is just be there and exist. And it sounds like I'm objectifying women. Honestly, it does sound like it, like saying what are we, objects? But you got to understand, his eyes are the ones that do all the work. Him looking at you and his body reacting to your chemistry, which is unique, that's what's going to do all the work. All the extra, let me be funny, let me do a spinneroonie for him, all of that is just going to turn him off. Just lower your nonverbal cues.
But if you like it like that, oh baby, if you like the relationship like that, and he doesn't text you, but then you're like, you know what, fuck it, I want to see him, I don't care, and you text him, right, and he texts you back, then that means he was just playing a game. So what you got to do then is take a step back. And if he chases you after you take a step back, now you know that it was all a game. Now you know that what he really wants is just to chase. So then what you do is you give him attention and then you back off. You give him attention and then you back off, right? You give him warmth and then you back off, right? And that's what he wants, because it's exciting. Let me tell you, it's exciting chasing someone, right? See, the problem, a lot of people say, I don't want to hurt the person. No, do not worry about hurting the person. Worry about making them bored. Worry about you being boring, not being cruel. Worry about you being boring. If you focus on chasing, if you focus on trying to make the situation happen, you're gonna bore him. Why? Not because you're boring and you don't know how to have good conversation, but because you're predictable. When someone is predictable, guess what? You don't have me on my feet. Yeah, I'm not anxious around you. I know you like me. But when someone is unpredictable, suddenly I'm more emotional. Suddenly I react more.
Because when somebody's unpredictable, it forces you to feel uncontrollable emotions. When you don't know what's gonna happen, you're almost like you're ready to feel anything. For example, you're walking down a dark alley and you're ready to see a fucking lion, or you're ready to see something else, but you're almost like all of your emotions are ready to be felt. Are you going to feel fear? Are you going to feel surprise? Are you going to feel happiness? Right? So that's what happens. So when you're at the tip of that, when you're at the razor edges of your emotions, you pay more attention. You're looking for patterns. You're looking because you're trying to predict and make it make sense. So your attention gets more focused, and because of that, you end up paying more attention and liking them more. But also it makes you feel insecure. Like I always say, insecurity creates romanticism. So now you're paying more attention, you're making connections, and through that, the guy uses that natural insecurity because you're unpredictable to find something to make you happy, so that he can then predict you and predict your behavior. You know, your unpredictability makes him work to create predictability within you. Right? And there's nothing wrong with being predictable, but in the beginning, don't be too predictable. Be unpredictable enough to the point where he spends enough time with you, where he ends up falling in love with you. It's like if I tell you, hold my puppy for 2 weeks. Don't you know that if you take care of my puppy for 2 weeks, you're gonna end up loving my dog. You know what I'm saying? If you end up spending long enough time with anyone, you're gonna end up liking them. Like I always say, spend long enough with Hitler, you're gonna end up liking Hitler. All right? He might crack a few jokes. Heck, he might even go with you to marches about the environment because he was an environmentalist. He might even go with you to the park. He might even talk to you about dogs, or your dog might like him. Spend long enough time with anyone, and you'll like him. Spend long enough time with Lucifer, with the devil himself, and you'll end up liking him. Everyone is likable if you spend a long enough time, and especially if they're unpredictable.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what makes you tick. I don't know if I ask you out today, you're gonna still wanna come out with me tomorrow. So I'm obviously gonna think more and gonna be more in my head when I'm around you.
And people, okay, so I'm talking about how, let's listen to this.
Act more because I don't know what, but because you're predictable. When someone is predictable, guess what? You don't have me on my feet. Yeah, I'm not anxious around you. I know you like me.
And that's perfect once you guys have developed a bond and love each other. That is perfect. This is actually, the predictability is very important once you develop a bond. Like, let's just keep that honest. But people try to speed up to this point. The predictability and the comfort only comes after you guys fall in love. Not only, but you know what I'm talking about, around that range, right? Like it's like me saying, where's New York? It's like me saying in the East Coast. Where? It's somewhere there, right? So it's kind of like, it's the same thing. I can't point to it. But to get to that point where they love your predictability, they first have to love you. So then once they love you, then your predictability is what loves you, is what makes them love you back even more, because you start to predict them. You start noticing the little things. You notice that he always forgets his keys. So because of that, you always leave it right in front of the door. And he notices it. And those little things are like, oh, wow, they pay attention. Means that it makes them love you more, right? So the predictability is what's gonna keep the love. You can't be unpredictable once you're in love. That's how you end up in a fucking Martin show, people.
But when someone is unpredictable, suddenly I'm more emotional. Suddenly I react more because I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what makes you tick. I don't know if I ask you out today, you're gonna still wanna come out with me tomorrow. So
And people might say, isn't that cruel? Yes. It is. And also people are more forgiving than you think, especially when they like you. Insecure people, I don't know, I was gonna say insecure people forgive a lot, but
you're gonna think more and gonna be more in my head when I'm around you. You know? So a guy wants to chase you. It's exciting. If you don't give him a chance to chase, then in reality he's never gonna find out how much he likes you, and you're never gonna be in a relationship with a guy where a guy really likes you. Because the reason why I say he's never gonna find out if he likes you is because
you're just gonna go through a lot of bullshit, because a guy that likes you will forgive your needy shit. Like, I've forgiven women who give me the psycho eyes. I'm like, okay, it's creepy, but I like you. You know, this only fucks you up when they're iffy about you. And so that's why you should always assume everyone's iffy about you. Always assume that they like you less than they do, unless they show you otherwise. And it's not to be pessimistic. It's just to be realistic, people. Especially if you meet people online, you're not the only one. Even though they make you think you are, you're not.
A guy would know if he likes you once you give him space to chase. It's kind of like when somebody dies, you realize how much you love them. You only realize that when they die, or when you wake up, you know, I don't know. But you only realize how much you love someone until they break up with you. So that's what you're doing. You're backing off, right? You got to give a man an opportunity to chase you. And that's how it is, man. Men take pride of chasing women and getting them. They take a lot more.
It's like a win. It's like if you lived in ancient times and you like got to know like an ancient prehistoric Chad, that dude is going to be talking about the one time he killed the bison for the rest of their lives. Like people who killed animals like during that time and who got the kill shot, they always bragged about it. Because that's what guys like. Guys like winning. They like the competition, you know? Women are not into as much. Women are not as competitive as men. Women are more egalitarian, not egalitarian, but they've done studies that women are just more cooperative. Guys like to win more individually, but I don't know. There's something along those lines that women don't like to compete. At least in face value. In other words, women will compete, but on the slide. They don't like to show their true competitive nature. But men are more competition, if that makes any sense.
Pride in chasing women and getting them than women who come on their own. Trust me when I say this to you. It's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, but men enjoy working for women more.
Oh, I knew exactly what he was gonna say.
Ask any celebrity, any celebrity who gets women, right? I promise you that it's less exciting that the women they get now as opposed to the women they used to get when they weren't celebrities. Sure, they weren't getting a lot of women, but guess what? It was fucking exciting, right? Why? Because they were the one that's doing the chasing. So a celebrity, I bet you he's gonna be more interested in you if he chases after you as opposed to if you chase him. I mean, is that fucking obvious? Obviously, he's gonna be more. It shows that he likes you more. It shows that he likes you. A celebrity who chases you likes you. You see, in the same light, a guy who chases you likes you. And a guy who's not that interested in you will not chase you, and you will chase them. Just think about it from that perspective, man. Anyways, it's Alex from
Yeah, it's funny because I know it sounds so logical, right? But when you like someone, doesn't make sense. When you like someone, what I'm telling you sounds like legit witchcraft. Like, it just does. But when you like someone, your rational brain is not working. So me telling you something rational brings chills to your spine. But do this. This has given so many results to my clients. Just do it, man. Watch out, right? And if you don't do it, pay attention because you'll notice I was right the whole time. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys ever want to work with Father Alex, go to mindforattraction.org and work with Father Alex. Oh, one-on-one. Private, nobody will find out. It's confidential. If you guys want me to answer your questions in the Pillow Talk Hour, you guys can purchase the email coaching calls. You could just change things up and nobody will know it's you. You can purchase it on my website. All right. And don't forget 50% off all of my courses. It ends in a few days. So I'll see you guys later. And I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction videos. Let me know what video from my past you guys want me to react to and I'll do it. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.